Hello friends, in this lecture you will learn about constraint tools. Before watching this video, I would recommend you to watch Creo Parametric Sketch Part 1 and Sketch Part 2. This is your sketch window. In the previous videos you have learned about sketching tools and editing tools. You learned about how to use these tools. Now in this lecture you will learn about these constraints. There are 9 constraints. One by one we will see each of them. Now, whenever you sketch any entity, the sketch automatically tracks for the constraint. I'm sketching horizontal line, it is tracking the horizontal constraint. We can see the symbol H over the line. This is horizontal line. But in case if we miss the horizontal constraint by sketching and after that we have to make that line horizontal or vertical, you can use this vertical or horizontal constraint. Select horizontal, select the line. Similarly for vertical constraint. Third type of constraint is perpendicular. In order to make two entities perpendicular to each other, I will sketch one vertical line and second slanted line over it, and I want to make these two lines perpendicular to each other. Select the constraint, select first line, second line. Escape the command by using the scroll button. The next constraint is tangent. As I said that whenever you sketch any entity, it automatically tracks for the constraint. If I'm placing a circle near this line, it automatically tracks and asks us whether we want this circle to be tangential to this entity or not. If you want tangential, click OK with left click and then scroll button. In case if your circle is not tangential and you want to make that two entities tangential, select tangential constraint, select first entity, second entity. This T stands for tangential. Next constraint type is midpoint. Midpoint constraint is also automatically tracked. Say for example you want to sketch a circle at the midpoint of this center line, so it is tracking for midpoint. If you want to place from midpoint, then select the point and draw the circle. In case if your circle is not placed on the midpoint and after that you want to place it on the midpoint, select the midpoint constraint, select the point, select this midpoint. Temporary, we will hide this dimension. M stands for midpoint. The next constraint type is coincident. In order to make two entities coincident with each other, we will use this constraint. If you want to coincide this point on this line, select coincident constraint, select the point, select the line. Next example, say for example I'm sketching one line in this way, and after that I want these 2 points to be coincident with each other. Select the coincident constraint, select first point, second point. The next constraint type is symmetric. As name suggests, the entities should be symmetrical. Before moving towards this constraint, we will delete this screen. I am placing one line, display on the dimensions, and now I want one construction line over the horizontal line. Now you can see that there are two dimensions of this line. First dimension of these two endpoints, second of this endpoint with this center line. Now you want to make these 2 points symmetrical from this center line. Select symmetrical constraint, select first point, second point, and center line. This arrow indicates the symmetrical constraint, and now you can see that one dimension is eliminated. The use of dimension and constraints together you will see when we will learn about it in the final sketch. Now the line is already placed, and as I told you that sketch automatically detects for constraint, and I want to sketch line again, symmetrical ends with respect to line. Now you can see that this line is stacking for the constraint. Whenever constraint appears, click OK with left click and then scroll button to escape. These 2 points are symmetrical from this center line. Similarly for rectangle, you can see that green arrows highlighted are the symmetrical constraint. The next constraint type is equal. To create any two entities equal in length or equal in radius or equal in dimension, you can use this constraint. Say for example you want to make these two line lengths equal. Select equal, click on first entity, second entity. These two lines are equals and are represented as L1 L1. Similarly, now you want to make another entity equal like dimensions. First press scroll button and then select the other entities which you want to make equal. Say for example I want this dimension and this dimension to be equal. It is indicated by E1 and E1 over here. So you can make the dimensions equal or lengths equal. The next constraint type is parallel. I am sketching first line and I want to make another line from this point parallel to this. Now you can see that the parallel symbol is being tracked. Whenever it tracks, click OK with left click and then scroll button to escape the command. In case you miss that tracking of the parallel, then you can make those line parallel with the help of parallel constraint. Select first line, second line, then click OK and then scroll click to escape the command. This lecture was about constraint. In the next video you will learn about Creo Parametric Sketch Part 4, Dimensions. Thank you for watching this video. For learning Creo Parametric, subscribe my channel, and for any queries email me at bluespark79@gmail.com.